The publishing house has released numerous works that lay out military strategy in a simple and pragmatic way. Those are my favorite. Respect must be given to the will of every creature. Each fish in the ocean swims in its own direction. To survive hardship, you must prepare for hardship. I am Sangonomiya Kokomi, the divine priestess of Watatsumi Island. My journey with you will be an opportunity to unwind. To survey beyond our borders. Don't worry, I have left behind ample directives in my absence and have also completed the island's projected development plans. Departing for a brief period will be of little consequence. Marching in the rain conceals the sound of our arrival, but is also a test of stamina. The snow. Have you ever seen such beauty? Such fortunate weather. Care for a walk? High winds. An incendiary attack would be particularly effective. Good morning. I've just read a fascinating stratagem. Would you like to study it together? To improve efficiency, we must make some adjustments to our battle plan for the afternoon. Night already? Time seems to slip away when I'm with you. Good night. Garner your strength for the battles ahead. The battlefield is unpredictable. One false move could mark utter defeat. Before the onset of battle, I bring every possible scenario into consideration and turn my thoughts into written directives. These are then issued to the troops. It does seem at present like they're somewhat over-reliant on the directives, which worries me. If they read up on military strategy themselves, they could begin to rely on their own ability to read the battlefield. I need them to be able to identify and seize opportunities in the heat of the moment. I hope we can put an end to this battle quickly. The Yaya Publishing House has just released a new volume of A Legend of Sword. I'd like nothing more than to curl up with a copy in my room and read it front to back. My mother once taught me that it takes a broad outlook to become a qualified leader. However, my younger years were mostly spent traveling between Sangonomiya and the army. I never had time to embark on my own adventure. So, there are many aspects of adventuring that I've yet to fully understand. You'll have to excuse my lack of experience in this area. It's said that the depths of a person's heart run deep indeed. Yet, as the divine priestess of Watatsumi Island, it is my duty to strive to understand each person's thoughts. Let's start with you, traveler. What are you thinking about now? Let me take a guess. In my book, visions are symbols of aspiration, and aspiration is a precious thing indeed. This is exactly why the resistance was formed, to oppose the Vision Hunt decree. Aspiration should never be abandoned or forcibly taken away. Among Yaya Publishing House's various publications, my personal favorite is the Tevat Art of War. See, it has articles on classic military campaigns as well as detailed analysis and commentary from famous strategists. There are a few that I particularly enjoy. Here, let me read them to you. The world below water is not bright and sunny like that of dry land. Still, whenever I lend myself to the deep, my heart gradually fills with a permeating sense of peace. Fish move in faraway shoals, jellyfish dance around me, and my troubles start to simply wash away. I could take you to see it sometime. What do you think? I simply love Watatsumi coral pearls. They're not just a source of income for Watatsumi Island, but a gift from the sea itself. Goro is an exceptional general, sincere, determined, and courageous. He has a strong camaraderie with the troops and is able to come up with creative battle plans. He does, however, have one shortcoming. He often lets the excitement of battle get to his head. If you are ever deployed to the battlefield together, be sure to have a good rein on him when things get underway. I must admit, Kujo-Sara is an opponent that cannot be taken lightly. She seldom employs cunning strategy, but her performance in open warfare is always admirable. The Shogun's army places great trust in her abilities. They are united and ready to fight valiantly under her command, even to the death. Her forces have been a serious threat to the resistance on multiple occasions. I have also heard of Gujiya's great deeds. In all fairness, I hold her to be an outstanding shrine maiden, and she has performed her duties marvelously. I even heard that she holds responsibility where Yae Publishing House's light novels are concerned. An enigmatic individual, to say the least. Now that the Vision Hunt decree is over, Watatsumi Island has once again returned to normal life. It has never been my intent to scrutinize the rights and wrongs of the Shogun's actions, even to this day. What I do care about is the future of our island. It is my hope that the Shogun will fulfill her promise, and that we can live with the Shogunate in peace. However, if there comes a day when she once again casts aside the aspirations of the people, I can assure you that we won't sit by and watch. Back when Beidou and I were carrying out ambushes against the Shogun's army together, I raised my concerns that the enemy might detect our approach. But Beidou assured me of her fleet's unwavering discipline, and that raids could be carried out without detection. In the end, she was right, and that's exactly what happened. Now, every time the Watatsumi fleet encounters some sort of bottleneck, I consider inviting her to come and give them her instruction. There's no doubt she runs a tight ship. Kazuha once came and bunked with the Resistance for a time. If I'm not mistaken, he got along very well with Goro. They would often fight side by side in battle. Kazuha has a carefree personality and doesn't like constraints, but he would follow every command to the letter when he was among our ranks. In my opinion, not only is he an outstanding swordsman, but a very refined character. Initially, I was astonished to see anyone coming to Watatsumi Island wearing a Tenryou Commission uniform. A Tenryou Commission samurai would never be that brazen, and a Tenryou Commission spy would never be that conspicuous. Shortly after, I discovered that he was a self-proclaimed detective by the name of Shikanoin, and that he took no interest in military, government, or commercial affairs. Instead, he seemed to have arrived for a bit of sightseeing. As such, I set a few eyes on him, but refrained from taking any action to remove him from the island. Be sure to talk to him if the chance ever presents itself. No matter how pressing the situation may become, I must remain composed. If I let the stress get to me, then what can I expect from others around me? Legend has it that our ancestors lived in a palace in the depths of the ocean, and that the god, Orobashi, brought us to the surface. I've often wondered, wouldn't a palace like that be too dark? Every time I think about it, I start to really appreciate the light. After you left, the soldiers of Swordfish 2 nominated a temporary captain, but everyone was hoping that you'd return. I could only tell them that you'd been tasked with an important solo mission. If you get the chance, you should go visit them. I'm sure they'd love to see you. A long time ago, I had no intention of becoming the Divine Priestess. My only goal was to study military strategy and become an advisor. That way, I could remain behind the scenes and lessen my overall burden. Fate had other ideas in store. You can't defy that which flows in your veins. After becoming the Divine Priestess, I gradually grew accustomed to this life. At the very least, I have the power to change something when it doesn't sit well with me. Well, more importantly, this title allowed me to meet you, did it not? Huh? What do I enjoy? Simple. I like to find a quiet place by myself and read books on strategy. The whole day, without interruption. Well, I'd be even happier if we looked over some of it together. One thing though, you'd have to sleep on the floor. To be quite honest, I'm not particularly skilled at communicating with others. Putting on my Divine Priestess air certainly makes things easier, but once I run out of energy, I start to get a bit negative. I prevent others from seeing that side of me at all costs. The people of Watatsumi Island need a perfect leader, not some girl who likes to while away her time at home. I just love eating bird egg sushi. The ingredients are easy to find, and it's simple to prepare. Perfect for military life. Sitting down to eat bird egg sushi in the midst of war might seem a bit extravagant, but in most cases, simple food like this brings great satisfaction to the soldiers. If I had to say, I'm not fond of any sort of seafood. But please, keep this strictly confidential. The fishing industry is essential to Watatsumi Island, and if word were to get out that seafood wasn't my thing, I'm afraid morale would be gravely affected. Happy birthday! So, what are your plans for the day? Oh, why don't we celebrate on Watatsumi Island? First, I'll take you out at daybreak to see the sunrise. Then we can go diving during the heat of the day. In the evening, we can go for a stroll around Sangonomiya Shrine. If it rains, we'll find somewhere cozy to hide out with a few strategy books and try to bake a cake together. In any case, no need to plan anything. The Grand Strategist has everything thought out for you. Brute force is not my modus operandi. But becoming stronger isn't a bad thing. I'm just bubbling with energy. We'll make a formidable force in our next fight. The moon shines bright over the depths of the seas as the tides come and go. It seems that as I go from strength to strength, so does my state of mind flow. I often used to succumb to self-doubt. I would think to myself, can a person like me really hold the title of Divine Priestess? Now, the thought hardly crosses my mind. When I'm with you, I seem to be able to cut straight through most problems.